I'm Anthony Forrest, the president of Steel Cod, and I'm here with John Beresford, our VP of Sales, ready to discuss all things appliances. So, John, the Thermador ExtraLow simmer. I love this. And I had this when I lived in Massachusetts. We had this Thermador range, extra low, great simmer feature, great for melting chocolate, keeping sauces warm, all this great. And it's a precision win. But I feel like you might have a little issue with this. But isn't this just a nice capability?
Yeah, so I do have a slight bone to pick here, right? Because honestly, it would be, but for me, it just feels like, Thermador didn't tell the entire truth here, and that's a lot to lead with. But really, if you think about it, okay, extra low goes down to about 100 degrees, right? And that sounds super impressive with the control and all of that kind of stuff. I get it. But here's the part that almost never gets said enough. 100 degrees is not a safe holding temperature for anything with meat in it, right? Safe holding temperature starts at 140 degrees. Below that, bacteria sets in and it accelerates. And Thermador has always kind of let that distinction kind of disappear.
Okay, so that's interesting because what you're saying is that at the very lowest setting, this could potentially be an unsafe temperature because it's not talked about that way at all.
Yeah, because I would tell you that the feature itself isn't unsafe. It's really the incomplete explanation that goes along with it. Extra low was never designed to hold cooked proteins indefinitely. It was really designed for process cooking, like you were talking about earlier, with melting and reducing and keeping sauces warm during service and just really maintaining a texture without having that continuation of the cooking process. But Thermador really kind of allowed that story to stop at look how low it goes, without ever really just kind of finishing the sentence. And that's where, I kind of have my bone to pick there because when you celebrate a temperature without really defining the boundaries around it, people will really end up filling in those gaps themselves. And that's how a precision feature like this, which it is, turns into a risk for misuse.
I mean, it's definitely a risk. I mean, but that should be on the user, right? It should be on the home cook that they should know some basic food safety, right?
Well, to me, that argument doesn't hold up because we don't force it to hold up anywhere else in the kitchen, right? We don't, sell temperature probes without explaining target temperatures, and we don't sell steam without explaining what it's for and what it's not for, and we don't sell even warming drawers without clarifying the holding ranges there, Yet with extra low, for whatever reason, we've really let that, or a Thermador, I should say, has really let that 100-degree temperature kind of float out there without any context. And that's where you can have a problem.
But this isn't a new feature. This has been around for a long time. So how come we're not really hearing about this? I mean, customers aren't hesitant to complain. How come we're not hearing about these problems?
Yeah, it's a really good point. And that's probably why it still exists, right? Because most of the misuse is really just normalized at this point, right? Because look, people hold food for too long as it is right now with any burners, right? Or they reheat leftovers in containers that they shouldn't, or they just really assume that lows and warms and things like that are always going to equate to safe. Nothing ever truly dramatic ever happens here until it does. And the part about it is when it does, it's usually explained away by food going bad before they actually cooked it, than the method that they're cooking it with. So, yeah, you're right. Thermador isn't risking any headlines here. The feature's been around for a while, but they do risk trust erosion over time, I guess. I mean, that would kind of be the biggest thing that they're risking here. But the part that frustrates me here is really that the fix here is so simple. And all you really have to do is finish the story. And really, it's not even a story. It's just finish that one line of text.
Okay, but I'm on the floor. I'm trying to present these features as selling features and all the positives of it. And now we're talking about bacteria and temperature limits and that stuff. And I feel like I'm starting to make this feature sound a little less attractive.
Yeah, that's super fair. But what I would argue is that it actually makes it credible. Again, extra low becomes more valuable when Thermador says, what it is perfect for and what it shouldn't be used for. And really, where responsibility shifts to proper holding methods, right? Because really at max, what are you getting? Maybe 2 of your burners are going to have extra low features. The rest of them have a low feature, which is that 140 holding. So really, we're only talking about a couple of burners. It's not like they're devaluing the product, right? Again, customers don't reject features because they have limits, right? Right now, Thermador is asking a precision feature, which they've built very well, to survive on that half sentence. And, and half sentences are really how these good ideas can get misused.
All right, sounds
Extra
good to me.
low in and of itself. Oh, go ahead. You were saying?
Oh no, I thought that was a complete thought, but no, keep going.
I was going to just say, extra low in and of itself isn't dangerous. The silence behind it is. Thermador built a burner that truly, I mean, it has extraordinary low heat control. And then my problem is they really stopped explaining it right where the responsibility sets in, right? Celebrating 100 degrees without clarifying 140 really isn't premium storytelling in my estimation. It's really kind of unfinished, and if Thermador wants extra low to be trusted the way the engineering really deserves it to be, they really have to preach the part that makes people just a little bit uncomfortable.
Thanks for listening. We drop a new episode every Monday to Friday. Don't forget to follow us so you never miss an episode wherever you listen to podcasts.